everyone, welcome to Pixel Talk. I am Corbin Stuckey. On this channel we talk about movies, video games, comic books, and anything pop culture worthy. And tonight I'm here to give you a review on Secret Wars Battleworld #1. Alright, so what did I think of this comic? I have been reading the Secret Wars storyline for 2 to 3 weeks now. #1 and #2 is available, so if you want to go to a local comic book store or download it digitally from Marvel.com, you can. Basically what happens is the Marvel Universe comes to an end, creating this new universe called Battleworld. Secret Wars #1 focuses on the Marvel Universe dying, coming to an end, and Secret Wars #2 focuses on the introduction of this world, the Thor team, police officer, whatever you want to call it, and Doctor Doom as a god. So it's safe to say that you're not going to see a lot of superheroes in Secret Wars #2. Well, a lot of Thors, but not a lot of your favorite superheroes, except for Captain Britain. Is Captain Britain even anybody's favorite superhero? But in Secret Wars Battleworld #1, you get to see a lot of your favorite heroes that were not introduced in Secret Wars #2. There is a team called the Infernal Four, which is sort of like a bounty team. Hired by Doctor Doom. And in this comic, they are hired in to bring in the Punisher. And the Punisher, I absolutely loved how the Punisher was played out in this comic, because I was actually really curious how they were going to do the Punisher in Battleworld, because Battleworld is sort of like this mythical scientific universe, and the Punisher isn't really that kind of character. The Punisher is a Warzone character. He's a soldier. He wouldn't make sense in a mythical universe. But what they've essentially done in this is they have combined the Punisher and Doctor Strange into the same body. Now, how it's played in the book is apparently Doctor Strange in this universe was bitten by a vampire, and the only way that he can survive in the universe is if he has a host. And in the first pages of the book, he is in the same body as the Punisher. He's surviving in the Punisher's body, and this is actually really cool, and it makes sense because it makes the Punisher somewhat of an interesting character in this universe, because it gives him Doctor Strange's powers, sort of. So he's kind of like Green Lantern, the Punisher, is because he uses Doctor Strange's powers to sort of like make constructs of like guns and torpedoes and rocket launchers, and I thought that was a really cool concept. I absolutely loved it, and it sort of gave me the feel of like Firestorm from DC Comics, where there are two beings and they're surviving in the same body, this sort of superhero. So I absolutely liked that concept. And yeah, in the superhero team, or the team trying to get the Punisher hired by Doctor Doom, was actually pretty cool too. It consisted of Wolverine, Spider-Man, Hulk, and the Ghost Rider. It was really cool seeing these superheroes in the comic, because I was a little disappointed that I didn't get to see my favorite characters in Secret Wars #2, but if you want to see classic like superheroes, you should definitely get this comic. I was actually very surprised to see Wolverine, considering Wolverine died last year, but it is a different universe, so it makes sense. And it was actually very glad to see Wolverine. The only part that I can really say that I did not necessarily like, but it makes total sense because it's in Battleworld. The characters talk a little bit differently. It's sort of like a medieval type of talk, the way Thor kind of talks, because they're living in this universe. But like, for example, Wolverine was like in the comic, like, "You will stand trial." That's sort of like what I got while I was reading the comic, but it makes sense. It's Battleworld, and I'm sure this isn't going to last long. They're making a new Marvel Universe, apparently, according to Brian Michael Bendis. But as I was reading the comic, entertainment-wise, I absolutely loved it. Going to spoilers, the Punisher dies. He like gets blown up or something. I don't know. I read this like 2 days ago. I can't remember. And how it ends, basically, Doctor Strange was looking for another body, and Wolverine was in the area where the Punisher died. And Doctor Strange goes to the nearest body, Wolverine's there, and he goes into Wolverine's body. Now, considering how Doctor Strange and Punisher were really cool together, which I was totally not expecting, it's going to be really cool seeing Doctor Strange and Wolverine, how Wolverine's going to be using Doctor Strange's powers. I can't wait for those two characters to come up in future comics from the Secret Wars storyline. So yeah, and there's another story, it's MODOK. Basically he brings in a bunch of MODOKs from different dimensions. It's humorous, but it's not really noteworthy. I mean, it's just kind of like a funny story in the comic. There's a Spider-Man MODOK, a humanoid MODOK, and MODOK's daughter. It's a funny read. But I think the main focus here is, Doctor Strange and, the Infernal Four, which I like. So that's the main focus. You guys don't really need to worry about the MODOK story, but if you want to for a funny read, you can go ahead. Alright guys, thank you so much for checking out my review of Secret Wars Battleworld #1. Comment down below what you think of this comic if you've read it yet. Like the video, share it, please subscribe to Pixel Talk, follow me on Facebook, and follow me on Twitter. That was such a mouthful, but I did it. Thank you guys so much. I am Corbin Stuckey, and this is Pixel Talk.